Bram! Boat horn. Attention booster clubs. Booster club members, if you're tired of fundraisers that steal your nights and weekends just to raise a little, this is for you. We help booster clubs for any sport. Create a weekly Coaches Show podcast. Football, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, all of it. Fans love it because it highlights the team, the players, and the story behind the season. And here's the part you're going to like. We do all the work. We handle the setup, the recording, the editing, the posting, the graphics, and the promo clips. We even help you package it so local businesses want to sponsor it, and that sponsorship money becomes Booster Club revenue. Your only job? Make the coach available for a short interview each week. That's it. Want the simple breakdown on how this turns into fundraising? Comment Booster to get your Coaches Show fundraising plan.
All right, we're joined by North Shore High School head coach Billy Gaston. Coach, if you want to introduce your 4 student athletes.
Yeah, I'll start from my left, you guys right. We got Tony Guillory, defensive back. We got Kaleb Maryland, starting quarterback. We got on my right, Jaylen Bocard, wide receiver. Zaquan Nunn, defensive tackle.
Coach, just your thoughts about winning the state championship.
Well, I'm so excited, when it comes down to it, this is hard to do when you watch these kids and the adversity they went through this year, to watch them band together and start playing their best football right there in the playoffs. Again, it's a total team effort, and these guys just banded together to a true brotherhood.
Questions?
Coach, obviously, you've been a part of state championships before. Coach Kaleb finally as the head ball coach of North Shore. How does it feel?
Well, I thought it'd feel a little bit different, but at the end of the day, it's always good when you win it. What makes me super proud, because I know what we went through to get to this journey and what we had to overcome. That's what I'm most proud of, but it's truly not about me. It's about what these kids did and bought into, and the coaches that I get to work with every day. So I'm happy for our community, I'm happy for our administration staff, and for these guys.
Down front.
Coach, last year you're sitting at home this round. What kind of motivation was that to get back here this year? What kind of power did you play?
Well, I don't know if we used it for motivation. I think, at the end of the day, we always feel like we got an opportunity to compete and be on this stage. We just try to go 1-0 every day, and it starts with the off season. So, of course, the motivation is making sure we're getting better and getting stronger, and we do it in different phases. And, again, there wasn't no motivation that we're at home. The motivation is always to be here at the end of the game, at the end of the year.
Coach, you mentioned a couple times that the adversity your team had to go through this year. Can you kind of let us in a little bit on that? Like, what did this team go through to get to this point?
Well, there's some things I don't really want to get into because, that's so far behind us. Again, I want these guys to enjoy this moment right here and be proud of the accomplishment that they did. They know what adversity they had to go to, and the people in our community and the people in our 4 walls know.
All right. Coach, at one point, did you feel your team settling into the game?
Well, I just think, I think both offensive teams were going against great defenses. And that started off, if you just looked at the numbers coming into this game, what they was doing defensively and what we started doing defense. I thought we settled in the whole entire game. We came in with a game plan and we executed. We normally super aggressive. We go for a lot of 4th downs. We changed that up knowing that, hey, we was going to play field position battle and try to make them go into the field.
Coach, up here in North Texas, as the playoffs progressed, a lot of teams were getting comfortable, especially with the defending champs out. But I reminded one thing, Ghost Show is over in the other bracket. Do you ever feel any pressure? Did y'all feel any pressure as you progress through the playoffs to get back to this point and to be the team to beat, so to speak?
Well, I think any coach that's coaching football is going to feel pressure, and that's just the nature of the business that we chose to be a part of. Again, the pressure is going to be there, but it's one thing if you allow the pressure to break you. And I'm not going to allow the pressure to break me. I know what kind of job that I'm in. I know what kind of shoes I have to fill with the guy I'm going to replace. So at the end of the day, I'm a super competitive guy, and I think I'm pretty good at my job. So I'm not going to let the pressure bother me of the wins. I know what we're doing to make sure we get to the stage.
Tell me about the touchdown pass to Jaylen. Obviously, that was a huge play in the game. Also, just your thoughts on that decision.
That touchdown pass to Money, it was thrilling because I didn't even see him score until I got it up because I got hit that play. But But when I got up and I saw him in the end zone celebrating, I was just excited because we're doing what we're supposed to do and it led to us having a big play. Winning the state championship and after all the stuff that we've had to overcome, it's just amazing. It feels really good.
That was the best feeling of my life, really. That was amazing. Looking around, seeing everybody cheering, and knowing it was a close game, too.
Coach, you just talked about the defensive play today. These last 2 games in particular is
It's just one word, Coach Cross. He's such a great teacher. John, you did a story on him. You got to see him in action out there. These defensive guys can tell you how well prepared they is week in and week out because he's so detail organized. The things that he does and put these kids in good position to make plays, it's just unbelievable. Excuse me, guys, I'm sorry about that. But I'm just, again, proud of our whole defensive staff. Again, these kids are coached well. Coach Cross is an amazing defense coordinator. He's one of the top defense coordinators in the state, and he loves coaching defense.
This question is to number 99. It was a big defensive game today. You guys kind of showed up big. What was the message between the defensive line, not only coming into this game, but pushing through, quarter after quarter, and then kind of getting that break?
Just make the quarterback comfortable. We don't want him to be comfortable in that pocket. We want to close as fast as possible, be dominant in every single level of the ball. And we'll just communicate and sort of whopping around. We did a lot of communication between us, and I think we did a really good job of keeping him comfortable all night.
Coach, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I thought I heard you say earlier in the press conference that you thought winning this championship would feel different. What did you mean by that?
Well, again, it's, when you win it, yeah, it's great, but now, as my man said with the pressure question, this is what people expect. I'm excited for it. I don't take it for granted. I know this is not easy to do. I'm excited to get here, but I'm not satisfied. I want to keep working. I want to keep, developing kids and making sure we have opportunity in this situation year in and year out.
Coach, you talked the last time at the press conference a couple of years ago about the mutual respect that both programs have with each other. Can you elaborate a little bit about that since it's now, again, no number 6?
Well, I think, we're just so familiar with each other. Talking to Coach Sampo on the phone, I got tons of respect for him. He's a pioneer in our sport. Again, you respect guys that you know how they're working, and I know guys out there that know that they value the hard work in that weight room and the way they put in things. So again, I can respect that, and I think our kids respect that because again, that's what we asked of them through the off season and the weight room. So again, it's just similar programs run the same way. He's a nonsense coach. I can see him ripping coaches and players. So again, I just have a ton amount of respect for them in this program.
For the players, you guys opened the season playing in Dallas against South Oak Cliff. What did you guys learn from that game to help you guys kind of right the ship after that? What did you learn about yourself that first game traveling up here?
Can you say that one more time?
When you guys came to play on South Oak Cliff, what did you learn from that game?
Just trying not to force, the big plays. We went into that game and we had beat them last year, and going into that game, we weren't playing North Shore football, if I'm being completely honest with you. So that game was just a big learning experience for us overall to just stay true to North Shore football and do what we're coached to do.
This question is to Kaleb. There's a lot of responsibilities coming with playing as a quarterback, but talk about some of those responsibilities putting on the North Shore uniform playing quarterback.
Those responsibilities, I just have to hold myself to a different standard, because, we've had quarterbacks come before me like KB and Demetrius Davis who, they won state also, but they also held themselves to an amazing standard that I also have to hold myself up to as a North Shore quarterback.
Final question. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. You have a good one.
Lone Star Gridiron is looking for interns. Over the years, we have helped dozens of students get jobs in sports media. If you want to shortcut your path to a career in sports media, click on the internship link on LoneStarGridiron.com.